Good evening, everybody. My name is Vince Spaeth. I'm the president of the Elmhurst Park District. I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you for joining us here tonight to review the state of the Elmhurst Park District. I'm pleased today to be representing my fellow commissioners, Vice President Kevin Graff, Commissioner Doug Ennis, Commissioner Mary Keyes, Commissioner Patricia Marisit Mole, Commissioner Tim Sheehan, and Commissioner Carolyn Ubriaco. Overall, from a board standpoint, we have a 7-member board, and it's elected by the community. We have 6-year terms, which are staggered every 2 years from an election standpoint. All members serve without compensation, and we provide long-term strategic direction to our executive director, and we don't technically get involved in day-to-day operations. We provide oversight and policy rather than day-to-day involvement. And the biggest involvement that we do have is working with our executive director. We hire the executive director and he reports directly to the board. From a day-to-day standpoint, in terms of the parks, the district has a lot of open space. We have 468 acres throughout Elmhurst. We have more than 1,000 recreational programs that we manage with trips and services that are offered for all ages in the community. There's a lot of place to play and be involved in the parks. We maintain 18 playgrounds, 68 athletic fields, and 3 sled hills and 28 parks. Employment-wise, the Park District is the largest employer of youths in the community. So overall, that's kind of a view from 30,000 feet from the Park District board standpoint. I'd like to introduce our Executive Director, Jim Rogers, who will fill you in on the rest of the Park District's operations and our Vision 2020. Thank you. Jim? Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Spaeth. Very pleased to be here representing the Park District, as you stated, and we're here for our 3rd annual State of the District. Very excited to be here and have the opportunity to really go over some of the 2017-2018 highlights and accomplishments that were the hallmark of what's taken place over the last year. You'll see as we go through these highlights and accomplishments that we're really focused on our Vision 2020 plan, which, based upon the community engagement and input that we received, has really set the direction for the district over the next few years. And you'll notice, I believe, a pattern of community engagement and input followed by responsiveness by the district in order to meet the district's meet the district's mission to enrich lives while having fun. So I'm kind of going to go through things on a seasonal basis, reflecting on the last year. One of the things that we heard through all of the community feedback we got was that more programs were desired, particularly for adults and for in the areas of fitness and wellness. And one of the really neat programs that we were able to begin was offering candlelight yoga at the Wilder Mansion. Folks love to spend time at the Wilder Mansion, and it was an opportunity to take that gorgeous sort of serene setting and bring yoga to it in the evenings. Very, very popular program. In addition, we have our Courts Plus fitness facility, and as I'm sure many of you know, there's ever increasing levels of competition coming into the community for fitness users and fitness club memberships, and so we've continued to work to make Courts Plus a vital part of the community. One of the ways that we did this in the past year was to start a program called Courts Plus Perks. And it's an offering where, as a member at Courts Plus, you're able to take advantage of discounts at numerous businesses throughout the community. To date, over 40 businesses are participating, and we're very excited by that. It really brings an added value to your membership in the community's health and fitness facility. In addition, we're very pleased to note that our Vision 2020 plan, to which I referred, earlier this year received an award from the American Society of Landscape Architects. The plan received what's called an honor award in the communications category, and some of the award jury's comments included that it was a thorough process that should be completed on every project, and that it was engaging and provided opportunities for community input that engages the staff so that planning efforts can realistically be accomplished. And we're very pleased to receive that type of recognition, not so much just because it feels good for the district, but really because it reflects what our intention was, which was really to engage the community and look to be responsive to their needs and their desires. Moving on then to the spring, another thing that we heard from the community during the Vision 2020 process was the desire for more and expanded community events. In particular, we did a survey of the community to look at our community events that we offer. And one of the things that we heard back was that people loved our egg hunt, which has been going on for Wilder Park for many, many years. But we got some very specific feedback from folks. They wanted more opportunities for children to be in different age groups. They wanted more eggs, believe it or not. They wanted expanded areas where folks could park to get to the egg hunt. The worst thing as a parent that you want to have for a 10 a.m. egg hunt is to be running up at 9:59 a.m. in the morning and just barely making it. So we were able to make a number of really, we think, neat changes that really enhanced and expanded and made that event even better than it was in years past. Another one of the values that the district holds very close is customer service excellence. And to that end, the district this past year established a customer service committee made up of staff throughout the district in every department. And we're using that committee to really make sure that we provide the highest levels of customer service at any one of our many, many locations. And so we've been conducting surveys of the community to establish benchmarks for the levels of customer service that we provide. And we're in the process of establishing district-wide customer service standards, which will then be used to develop a custom training plan that can be used for full-time staff, part-time staff, at any one of our facilities throughout the district, again, so that we're looking to provide a real, that consistently high level of customer service throughout the community. Next, the Hub. The Hub opened this past spring, as it does every year, and we are trying to make sure that we're responsive to the community's desires to be aware of openings and comings and goings at the district. And so to create excitement and awareness about the Hub's opening, for the first time we created a Facebook event online to really up that awareness and really make people aware that as spring was coming, the Hub would be opening. So we offered a free birthday party at the Hub for one lucky person who indicated online that they were interested in attending or visiting the event online, the Facebook event online. And we actually found that our reach through Facebook on that reached over 40,000 people, and we had 1,000 people who responded to that event. And then we actually, it was kind of fun, we did a Facebook Live drawing to pick the winner of that and announced it online. And I want to say that within moments, folks online were already Facebook messaging and telling so-and-so, oh, you won the contest, you won the contest. So it was really exciting and really created a nice buzz around the opening of that facility in the spring. Another event we're very excited to be involved with for now over 2 decades is Art in Wilder Park. This is through a partnership with RGL Marketing for the Arts, and as I said, it's something that we've been very proud of for a number of years. This past year, the event had its highest attendance ever, had a gorgeous weather weekend back in May, and attracted approximately 15,000 people over the course of the weekend. As we then moved into the summer, there were a number of additional offerings, as you can tell by the longer list on our screen here. Summer is really when things are hopping at the Park District, both indoors and out. Again, in response to what the community told us about wanting more events, our staff initiated a new program called Pop-Up Parties in the Park. And these were real fun. They were held at 3 different parks, Butterfield at the south end, Washington centrally located, in Barron's North. And they were really just kind of fun little gatherings. There were things like chalk art for children, there was hula hoops, but real simple ways for folks to gather at the parks. A lot of parents, a lot of grandparents with little ones, and folks really came out. And what it was nice, what a number of people told us, was that some folks got to experience certain of these parks for the first time. And again, nothing better for us than people using parks, but in particularly trying out a park that they perhaps haven't used before. These events were very, 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 very well received, and we're looking to expand and perhaps offer for next year. As we look at all that the Park District offers, in addition to being engaged with the community and providing excellent customer service, the first thing that we're always concerned about is making sure that all of the district's parks and facilities are safe for those who use them and enjoy them. To that end, one of the areas in which we're most cognizant of the need to be safe is our outdoor pools. We work with an organization called Star Guard that provides training for our guards and also provides audits throughout the summer. We're very pleased to once again mention that when they were tested on emergency response skills, water rescue skills, as well as scanning of the water, our guards once again this year did a tremendous job and received the highest rating possible, which was a 5-star overall rating for the quality of service and safety that they're providing. So always pleased to continue to report on that to the community. Switching gears a little bit, we were very excited to undertake a restoration project, kind of an update project of the synthetic turf fields at Barron's Park. Barron's Park has 2 synthetic turf outdoor athletic fields that are used by organizations throughout the town for football and soccer and lacrosse. And they're part of a tremendous partnership that we share with Elmhurst College. The fields were originally built about 10 years ago, and the life expectancy of the synthetic turf field itself was about 10 years. So this year we worked with the college and we replaced that carpeting, and they reopened this past summer to great acclaim, and they're being used. It's 7 o'clock this evening on a Monday night. They're probably being used by dozens of people as we speak and are in the midst of this presentation tonight. So very, very pleased to update those fields and continue our partnership with the college. Next, one of the key features of the Vision 2020 plan that the community told us in terms of new facilities that they wanted to see was a dog park. This community does not, to this point in time, have a dog park, and the district has been aware of that in recent years, that it was something that the community aspired toward. Our challenge has always been to try to find the right piece of property on which to provide that, knowing that I always like to joke that dog parks bring three things. They bring dogs, dogs owners, and dogs owners' cars. And so it was important for us to find the right location that could try to accommodate all three of those things. And so we believe that we have done that with property that the district recently purchased at the south end of Elmhurst on Old York Road. And this year we held community input sessions, 2 community open houses to garner input for the master planning and design of a dog park at that location. The meetings were very successful. We received a tremendous amount of input. And that input then also, when we developed preliminary master plans, we also shared those online with the community in some online surveying and got a good deal of input in addition to the open houses that way as well. And just this past late summer, the Park Board approved a master plan for that site that will include things like a water feature area, separate areas for small and large dogs, and a shade structure as well. So we're very excited to have that plan in place and now work towards the ability to fund and construct it in the future. Again, some of the things I'm saying hopefully do sound like a broken record because it's some of those themes we're really building on. Again, the community told us they love the community events we offer, but they want more and bigger and better. And so one of the ways that we responded to that was with our Park Palooza event, which is kind of the farewell to summer and the hello to fall event that we've run for a number of years now up at Barron's Park. We listened to customer feedback that we had gotten from surveys in that event in the past, and that resulted in us adding more food trucks to the event and also expanding the beer and wine garden and shifting the location of our entertainment stage to make it a more inclusive event, and that seemed to be very well received this year as well. Moving on then, our next initiative under the district's plans for the year was the replacement of the Conrad Fisher Park Playground. Conrad Fisher Park is a park up at the northeast part of Elmhurst. It's actually in a park that is on property and land that we manage and maintain through a cooperative agreement with Elmhurst School District 205. It's situated between Conrad Fisher Elementary School and Churchville Middle School. And so the playground was up for renovation this year, and we were very pleased again to garner a lot of community feedback during that event, or during that planning process. It involved both public meetings as well as some online surveying as well. That new playground opened up at the end of August to great acclaim. We had a terrific ribbon cutting, gorgeous night on a Monday evening late in the month, and again, to rave reviews and lots and lots and lots of usage. Next, as I mentioned, with Courts Plus, always looking to stay at the forefront of people's mindsets and continue to provide value and service to our members, and looking to keep that level of awareness out there. So in order to do that, this year we rolled out, or late this summer I should say, we rolled out a fresh new logo and a cleaner, more modern website for Courts Plus. Very pleased to note that traffic to the website increased about 50% right after the launch of that site. So we're very pleased with that as well. And then finally, late in the summer, the Park Board contracted with a firm called Public Communications Incorporated. They are a communications firm that is going to be working with the district to help us maintain the momentum of the Vision 2020 plan and continuing to be engaged with the community. In a moment, we'll share some of the fruits of their efforts with you as to how the Park Board and Park District are looking to stay connected. But what they'll be doing with us is working on communications planning, messaging development, and then also working on some website strategies and also some of the materials development, again, to keep Vision 2020 at the forefront of the community's thinking, and also making sure that they understand that we're continuing to look for involvement, input, feedback as we work our way through this process. Next then, as we moved into fall, again, kind of a theme that you're noticing is our continuing efforts to market and promote Courts Plus. This resulted in Courts Plus launching a Facebook, or increasing traffic, to its Facebook page which really was generated by the new website. And so we've really seen some nice transitioning of folks from the new website and jumping onto the Facebook page. Courts Plus has now hit over 1,000 likes. And we're also pleased that the new website and Facebook page are also leading to us attracting followers on Instagram as well. So again, trying to stay connected with Courts Plus members and also those who might be interested in joining the club. Again, keeping with the theme, Touch a Truck, another long-time event that we've done for many, many years, a community event that's held up at Barron's Park. We had some of our highest attendance ever at that event this year with approximately 4,000 people in attendance and several new vehicles on display for kids to climb and honk the horns on and really have a terrific time. Next time I wanted to mention, in addition to all of the new and kind of future-focused initiatives that we're involved in, one thing that the Park Board and Park District have always prided itself on is making sure that we're good stewards of the district's existing assets. And to that effect, the Wagner Community Center is our most active recreationally used facility for programs and opportunities there. And this past year we had the opportunity, we had been looking at the roof on that facility and recognizing that it needed some care. We were very pleased to be able to look at it and really understand that there were no significant areas of deterioration on that roof, and so it made it a good candidate for restoration as opposed to replacement. And so we were pleased again to try to make sure that we're taking care of the community's assets, but also being good stewards of the community's tax dollars, and we're able to undertake a restoration effort to restore that roof and get a number of additional years of life out of it without having to completely replace it. Another reason why I think that's a very positive step is that it also reduces the amount of waste materials that would be going to landfills by reusing some of those roof materials, again, rather than having to start from scratch if it's not necessary. Next, I'd like to mention that one of the other initiatives that came, or one of the other directions that came out of the Vision 2020 plan was that where folks were really looking for more from a programming perspective from the district was in the area of adult programming. And again, in terms of trying to look at how might we address those needs and how might we be, again, effective with the use of the community's resources, both financial, facility-wise, and things like that, we determined that it's not always necessary, nor does the community always expect the Park District to be the actual program provider. But perhaps in some cases, we're better suited to be the facilitator of existing opportunities that might be out there. So we're very excited as we're into fall of 2018 and looking to move into next year that we've initiated partnerships with both the College of DuPage and the Elmhurst Public Library to bring some of the really exciting and unique adult educational type programs that they offer to the community, where we're facilitating those either through marketing efforts where we have a tremendous reach with the community, or through the use of Park District facilities where, for example, with COD, we found through our conversations with COD that they don't have a lot of opportunity to offer programs in the eastern part of the county. So it really was a terrific win-win situation there where we're looking to offer more adult programs. They were looking to offer more in the eastern part of the county, and so it was a natural fit. So we'll be excited to be rolling those out in the beginning of next year. With COD, we'll be working on starting with language classes, including Spanish, Polish, and sign language that we're looking forward to offering. And from the library, we'll be looking to offer some, and market, I should say, some lecture programs around the library's seasonal theme of health and wellness. Now, it's just a coincidence that the library's theme for the winter is health and wellness, but it certainly fits very, very well in with the Park District's mission and what we're trying to do. I'm very pleased to note for you, as I mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, that earlier this year the Vision 2020 plan had received an award, and I'm pleased to announce that just as of last week the plan received a second award, this time from the Illinois chapter of the American Planning Association. The nomination was submitted by the Lakota Group, which is the planning firm that we worked with in putting the plan together. And the plan received the American Planning Association's Community Outreach Award as one of the selected, quote, outstanding planning efforts from across the state that exemplify the practice of urban planning and stand as examples of making great communities happen in Illinois. And this award honors a project or a program that uses information and education about the value of planning to create awareness among citizens or specific segments of the public. And it demonstrates how community input was used to shape a plan or produce a change. In particular, the Vision 2020 plan was cited for having a level of engagement unique for an agency of this size. So we're very, very pleased to hear that in terms of the planning world and what planners look at in terms of community engagement and reaching out and really getting the feedback and connection that we're really right there. So we're excited to present to the community the next efforts in that process, and that is Part of our efforts of working with PCI, the communications firm I mentioned earlier, in recent weeks we've had the chance to work with them to put together a video that provides community advocates, provides some recordings of community advocates in the community who are going to speak to, it's an opportunity for them to speak to the community about the goals and aspirations of the Vision 2020 plan from the mouths of those who desire them and would be using them in the future. So we're very excited to present that to you now.
Today's society, everybody's, on their phones and looking down, and I feel that having a dog park, not only will people be going there to bring their pets to have a great time, but you're going to be meeting people. You're going to be meeting local residents and being able to open up communication and talk to people.
The senior center is a high priority for the Elmhurst community because seniors are living longer. The baby boomers are coming down the pike and they're active, and they want to have something that will keep them active and engaged in the community. This is a time when we can say what we want.
The community center belongs to all of us. It's all a second home for people in Elmhurst and their children and people without children. We should all be able to have it reflect what we really would like. And the Park District can't do that without our input.
Without question, open space, you cannot get enough of it. I think everybody should have some say and some buy-in potentially. And I think what the Park District's trying to do is obviously get that feedback from people and just support or not support whether they desire open space.
Why is it important? The fields need to be groomed. There can't be big stones on the fields. Kids get injured by that stuff when they're fielding ground balls. You can't have weeds on the field. We need the fields to be manicured perfectly.
We would really like an indoor facility to have lots of turf fields, lights, and the availability to play for longer hours. That it's great for a community to have lots of different opportunities for kids to get out of the house and get exercise, play with their friends, especially these days when there's a lot of screen time going on.
Everything that you see around me and behind me today came from community feedback, whether it be the initial development of Barron's Park decades ago to the redevelopment of it just about 15 years ago. So people are saying, we really enjoy and appreciate and love what you have right now, but we really want more, we want newer, we want bigger, we want better, and we're excited about working to try to provide that.
To step up and speak up, if it's something you want or something you don't want, make your voice heard, attend a meeting, send an email.
They need to know. They need to know. We want great parks to attract people to come to Elmhurst. We love Elmhurst.
Engagement is important because it's not just about 7 people possibly sitting around a table deciding what's important for the community. It's the community sharing with those 7 people what's important and what they would like to see provided for them with their tax dollars.
When you get input from people that really have a passion for something, I think that means a lot. I really appreciated that.
The more input you can give, the more pride you're going to have in the final place. And I think that that's really important.
And so we're very pleased to bring that to the community for the first time tonight, and we'll be looking forward to sharing that video at upcoming public meetings, at events, and really just opportunities to continue to garner that type of engagement. The video, the 6 projects identified by residents are here on the screen next to me, but you heard folks talk about it. A new indoor sports facility, a new dog park, a new senior center, expanding the Wagner Community Center, acquiring more open space, and improving the condition and maintenance of parks and amenities. And while that's a very exciting, extensive list, it really doesn't even speak to everything that the Vision 2020 plan speaks to. We've got around the room here, as we're doing our presentation tonight, a number of other initiatives that the community called for and is looking for. And so, again, we're excited to continue our efforts to try to meet the community's needs and listen to them and continue to be engaged. We also, now for the first time working with PCI, have produced a brochure that we'll be using as well to again, have available at all district facilities with a comment card inside of it as well. And then in addition to those types of opportunities, there are also, as we showed in the video, a number of ways that the community can continue to provide feedback to us through online opportunities, whether it be online surveying, websites, through social media, and open houses that we will continue to have in the future. So we're really excited to continue to work down the road towards meeting the community's needs in terms of Vision 2020. And we're excited to have presented the State of the Park District tonight, and look forward to seeing you again next year.